Good morning, everybody. It's a new year. I know everyone's got goals personally for the company. How do you create change? How do you create the decision that is going to be the right one you want and breaks the habit? Well, let's take a page out of Nobel Prize winning laureate Richard Thaler, whose book Nudge talks about decision architecture. You see, there are a lot of levers of decision architecture. I mean, governments use them all the time. They even have nudge units. Yes, that is a thing that exists in several governments. And so there are a lot of levers. But let me just talk about three of them right here that I think we can implement in this year. The first is making the decision the default. Let me tell you what I'm saying. In his book, he gives an example of the Swedish system where they had an opt-out of organ donation versus the other Nordic countries that had an opt-in of organ donation. So if something as important as if you're gonna give up your kidneys or not, there was a 40% swing just having it as the default choice, as the first option. Now, companies have used this theory and they've done it for 401ks, they've done it for health insurance, they've done it for gym memberships. So what are the things you can do in your organization or for yourself to set the default to the decision you want to have anyway? The second thing you can do is make it visible. In his example, he talked about a cafeteria, and a company's cafeteria was trying to reduce their sugar consumption and the sugary drinks. So what did they do? They took the sugary drinks out of the front where they checked out, hit them in the back, but then they replaced it with water and appropriate kind of drinks. Guess what changed? It was a double-digit change in the amount of consumption of sugary drinks just from that simple nudge. So are there things you can put in front of you? Trying to eat better, put out your apples. I have the cookies. Are there things, can you have your CRM open up automatically on everyone's laptop so that's in front of them, that's what they see, and that's visible first? The third area is create friction. And, creating friction, actually a couple of great examples from Atomic Habits by James Clear takes some of these ideas and used it to create Atomic Habits. And he's talking about someone trying to reduce television usage. He gives examples of unplug your TV. Think about it. You have to go over and plug it in before you sit down and watch. Take the batteries out of your remote control. So you got to put them back in before you turn on the TV. He even gives a challenge of, hey, before you do any of those things, name the show that you want to watch before you go and plug the TV in. You can imagine those levels of friction makes you stop, makes you pause, and create change. So what are the things that you can create friction for? Are there things that you're trying to avoid that you can make it a little harder to get to that choice and give yourself a nudge to get to where you want? So my question for you is, what nudges can you implement? What's ways that you can make things more visible, things that create friction, create default choices so that decision architecture is going to be set up to make the decision that's going to benefit you, that's going to benefit your organization this year. I'd also love to hear on good ideas and nudges that you guys implemented and how you've affected yourself or your company by using a little of these techniques and making decision architecture work for you. Hope this helps. Have a great day.